Welcome to my lair, ladies and gentlemen. I am Tony, and welcome back to more TTBurger game reviews here on YouTube. September has officially ended, but now we're in the month of October, which means it's time to start the annual TTBurger Halloween extravaganza. All month long of October, talking about Halloween-themed games, horror-themed games, you name it, it's all there. With Halloween's upon us here, I decided to take a look at a fighting game franchise by Capcom. First time I've done this ever, review a Capcom fighting game franchise. Starring Morrigan, the succubus from Scotland. This game was first released in the arcades in 1994, then ported 2 years later to the PlayStation. This will be a multi-part review here. We're talking about the Darkstalkers franchise. Part 1, Darkstalkers, the Night Warriors, and then Part 2, Darkstalkers 3. Now people are wondering, where is Darkstalkers 2? Well, there was never a PS1 version of that game, so I'm gonna have to skip it. But we got a lot to cover here. Let's start things off with talking about the original Darkstalkers, the Night Warriors, on the PlayStation by Capcom, released in 1996 in North America. Let's get started here, ladies and gentlemen. In 1996, the PlayStation received the definitive home port of the 1994 arcade sensation Darkstalkers the Night Warriors, also known as Vampire the Night Warriors in Japan. This was Capcom's ambitious bid to revolutionize the fighting genre, moving beyond the traditional martial arts to embrace a faster, darker, and visually stunning gothic horror aesthetic. The game successfully brought the full character roster and core mechanics of the original arcade machine to the console, allowing a massive new audience to experience its unique chaos. For me, Darkstalkers is fighting game pure gold. I honestly enjoy the spirited spectacle and fluid speed of it better than Street Fighter. This game is incredibly demanding, though I must confess, I suck at the game. My execution is sloppy, I drop inputs constantly, and I struggle to string together anything beyond basic chain combos. But despite my consistent losses, I still enjoy it, and I do my best every time, driven by the desire to land that one per arrow attack or a satisfying Dark Force activation. Unlike many arcade fighters of the era, the world of Darkstalkers is built on surprisingly detailed lore centered around the powerful supernatural beings, or Darkstalkers, who live in the shadows. The core conflict of the Night Warriors is a major power struggle within the demon world of Makai, following the decline of its powerful ruler, Belial Ainsland. Observing this chaos from a distance is a mysterious alien entity known as Pyron, who plans to descend upon Earth and consume the Darkstalkers of humanity once the eternal conflict weakens them sufficiently. The player is primarily following the path of Morrigan, a captivating succubus and the series' iconic main protagonist. Morrigan is powerful, but perpetually bored. To alleviate this existential dread, she has a large portion of her own massive power sealed away. She decides to enter the conflict between the Night Warriors simply for the thrill of a challenge. Her journey to seek out powerful challengers is the central thread that connects the various monster narratives in this installment. The true genius of Darkstalkers lies in its revolutionary combat systems, which fundamentally accelerated the pace and changed the flow of 2D fighting games. The most distinctive mechanic is the chain combo system. Instead of relying on the strict frame-perfect timing, which is linking required in Street Fighter, Darkstalkers allows players to execute multi-hit combos by simply pressing buttons in rapid succession, usually from the weakest to strongest: light punch, medium punch, hard punch. This system drastically lowers the execution barrier for performing long, flashy sequences, making the combat instantly accessible and incredibly fast-paced, even for beginners. Movement is hyper-fluid and highly mobile. Crucially, most characters can execute a double jump and a dash, both forward and backwards, while airborne. This air dash mechanic completely opened up the vertical space in 2D fighters, fundamentally changing strategies. It allows for incredibly tricky cross-up attacks. It serves as a primary tool for escaping corner pressure. It facilitates the extension of complex multi-layered air-based combo strings. The mobility creates a dynamic vertical arena where both players must maintain constant aerial awareness. The game's super meter provides fantastic strategic flexibility. Players can choose to spend a segment of the meter to execute an EX special move, which are enhanced versions of standard specials, or they can activate the Dark Force mechanic. When activated, Dark Force grants a character-specific super mode or ability that lasts for a limited duration, often providing armor, cloning, or hyperspeed. This choice between an instant powerful attack, EX special to be exact, and a temporary temporary super state, which is the Dark Force, rewards dynamic resource management. The 10 playable fighters are masterpieces of design, reinventing classic monster archetypes and grounding them with diverse backgrounds from international folklore and horror. To start things off, we have Morrigan, the succubus from Scotland, the main protagonist driven by boredom and a thirst for excitement. We have Demitri, the vampire from Romania, a power-hungry noble exiled to the human world aiming to conquer Mackay. Next, John Talbot, the werewolf from England, struggles to maintain his humanity while embracing his ferocious wolf form. Next, Lord Raptor Zorak, the zombie/musician from Australia, an undead glam rocker resurrected by a powerful demon to serve its cause. Next, Victor von Gerdenheim, Frankenstein's monster from Germany, a tragic gentle giant created by a mad scientist seeking purpose. Next up, Anakaris, the mummy/pharaoh from Egypt, a resurrected pharaoh whose stage is filled with ancient traps. Next up, Bijamon, the possessed samurai armor from Japan, a ghostly spirit that possesses a suit of ancient cursed samurai armor. Up next, Felicia, the Catwoman/Nako from the United States of America, a playful Catwoman searching for fame and acceptance in the human world. Next, Sasquatch, the Yeti/Bigfoot from Canada, a friendly creature who defends his remote frozen home from outside threats. Next up is Rukro, the Allbath, who's a merman from Brazil/the Amazon, the last survivor of an ancient underwater civilization searching for survivors. Darkstalkers is perhaps best remembered for its stunning visual identity. Capcom poured enormous resources into the animation and art, resulting in a game that still looks spectacular decades later. The sprite work is truly elite, arguably among the best ever produced in the 2D era. Every character is large, highly detailed, and features an almost unmatched number of animation frames. This allows characters like the Catwoman Felicia to stretch and flow with a graceful cartoonish elasticity, while the lumbering giant Victor conveys immense weight and power. The sheer cartoonish exaggeration of the hit reaction and special effects, like the giant bat wings that sprout from Morrigan's back, is a consistent visual feast. The backgrounds are equally impressive. They are dark, lush, and atmospheric, utilizing multiple layers of parallax scrolling to make locations like Dimitri's imposing European castle and Felicia's bustling cathedral stage feel deep and alive. Every stage is a masterful piece of pixel art, reinforcing the overarching gothic horror theme. The sound and music perfectly complement the macabre visuals. The score largely avoids the high-energy guitar-driven rock common to other fighters, instead opting for a highly dramatic soundscape. The sound has atmospheric organ music used to establish a heavy aristocrat and often mournful tone, particularly in stages associated with vampires and pharaonic beings. Also in the sound is the operatic choral swells. The dramatic vocal samples frequently punctuate super moves and round introductions, lending a highly theatrical and epic quality to the combat. We also have visceral sound effects. The game prioritizes the physical sounds of the fight, the sharp clang of Bishaman's armor, the electric crackling of Lord Raptor's attacks, and the signature whoosh of air dashes. The PlayStation port generally handled the music conversion well, delivering a high-quality soundtrack that preserved the dramatic intent of the arcade original. This game is a brilliant 2D fighter, but the inherent technical constraints of the PlayStation port prevent it from earning a perfect 10, and you'll find out why and what score this gets in our TTBurger positives and negatives section. For the TTBurger positives, mechanical excellence. The chain combo and air dash systems deliver incredible modern speed and accessibility. Timeless visuals, the enormous fluid 2D sprites, and detailed parallax backgrounds are among the best ever created. Creative roster. The character designs are highly original, unique reimaginings of classic horror monsters like Zombie, Glam Rocker, Catwoman, Idol, Succubus, and more. Strategic meter usage. The choice between using the super meter for a powerful EX special move or activating a temporary Dark Force mode adds meaningful depth. Foundational influence. The innovative chain combo and air dash mechanics become the basis for future Capcom hits like Marvel vs. Capcom series. Exceptional character diversity. Each of the 10 fighters play uniquely. Grapplers, zoners, rushdown, offering immense replay value and demanding diverse matchup knowledge. Capcom polish. The game features excellent competitive balance and tight controls, reflecting Capcom's high standards of fighting game development. Theatrical presentation. The operatic soundtrack and victory loss animations elevate the drama and spectacle far beyond its peers. For the TTBurger negatives, port performance. Noticeable frame rate slowdown occurs on the PS1 when large multiple special effects of Dark Forces are activated. Load times. As an early CD-ROM title, the load times between matches and rounds are considerable and frequently interrupt the action. Input lag. Some players report minor input lag compared to the original arcade version, which can affect precision at high levels of play. High skill floor. Despite chain combos mastering the movement, and advanced mix-ups makes this a very challenging game to play proficiently. Minimal bonus content. The PS1 port is a very faithful arcade conversion, but lacks significant exclusive modes or bonuses that would enhance the package. In conclusion, Darkstalkers the Night Warriors is a high watermark for 2D fighting games. It's a stylish, fast, and aggressively creative title that manages to maintain the tight competitive precision of Capcom's best, while wrapping it in a macabre and beautiful package. Despite my personal inability to master its nuances, I am constantly drawn back to its energy and style. It's essential for any fan of the genre who wants to see where fighting game scene was headed in the mid-1990s. So what score do we give Darkstalkers the Night Warriors? Darkstalkers the Night Warriors gets an 8 out of 10. A great game, but some negatives in it that prevent it from getting a perfect score. And that's what I gotta say about part 1 of my Darkstalkers series review. Halloween is coming, and we have a lot more to cover as we take a look at Darkstalkers 3 for the PlayStation and arcade, released 2 years later. How does this game fare from the other 2 games? Find out next, ladies and gentlemen. Which all I gotta say is Tony, peacing out. Have a great day.